So the fallout over the firing of James Comey keeps on building. Now people are wondering who actually did it. Because the White House says it came from the Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein, but reportedly, he's so mad that they're trying to pin it on him, he almost resigned. What the hell?
It's crazy. It feels like it's unraveling, that the story's unraveling, and I think they were very unprepared for all of the questions. Yeah. And I told you ladies during the Hot Topics meeting yesterday that I have a friend that knows the Deputy Attorney General and says he just has a wonderful reputation of integrity across party lines. And so I was surprised that they pinned it on him because he is the one person that's going to say, don't pin this on me. You know, I'm not responsible, and I wasn't the ultimate decision maker.
Should he resign then in protest?
I think that would speak very loudly.
Yeah,
because
should.
If you, just like they say that we might not hear from James Comey in certain testimony because he won't reveal classified information. So,
he can do it behind closed doors.
Well, he can do it, but we won't hear certain things from him because I don't think he's the type to come back out now and say this. You know, even his letter.
Nobody's checking for Comey.
He doesn't want. So my point is that if this guy were to resign, I think it would speak so loudly because it would confirm everything everyone's saying.
I am wondering if Comey is going to address the letter that 45 wrote that basically says, you told me on 3 separate occasions that I wasn't being investigated. Because every single former prosecutor that I've spoken to and people at the Justice Department are saying that that would be illegal and unethical.
That left
well,
at the Justice Department?
That I know, right? And I would be surprised that he would let that just sort of lay out there because that calls his integrity completely into question.
Like a coup to anybody?
Oh, well, you said that.
It just feels like a coup. You know, first the whole Justice Department everybody got gutted, all of the things got gutted, and it just, it just feels, and he's got all of the generals, it just feels kind of kooky.
You know, I feel as though that things are changing around a little bit. I'll tell you why. Today I was reading the New York Post, which is pro-Trump all the way. The letters were more like 80% against Trump today.
Really?
Then a guy, a crew guy was fixing my TV in my office, and he overheard me saying this about the letters, and he said, you know what, you're right, I'm turning on him. I voted for him, I don't like him anymore. He said he's going to eliminate mortgage rates, deductions on Long Island, and he's going to destroy the whole borough. He said, I don't like him anymore. Then I see a thing on, and then I see a thing on CNN where they talk about Iowa voters in that district that loves him. I'm not so sure about him anymore.
Well, talk about this picture that you saw.
And then this morning in the New York Times, there's a picture which we have to show you where Trump is basically in the Oval Office. Can we get that shot? We have it? I know we do. So, there he is. And he's speaking to the Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov and Ambassador Kislyak, who is the one who's he's the guy who Michael Flynn got fired for talking to him about possibly talking about sanctions. And in the room, there's Trump talking to these Russians. And guess who's, and the Russian press is there covering it. And guess who's missing from that room? The American press is not allowed. They were barred from the room. Okay? So all I'm saying in this lengthy speech, which I hate to give, is that this is treason to me. This is un-American, unpatriotic. Americans should be furious. Furious. This is the American press being left out of that room. It hurts my feelings, frankly.
Pay less attention to who's going to leave or who's not going to leave, and not lose the sense of what we're really talking about is who's taking up this inquest about these Russian ties. That's the question. Doesn't matter if Comey's gone. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how it went down. It went down, and it's kind of shady, but we say, okay, we cannot lose focus on the timing. And so who's now going to be in charge of making these decisions?
Career FBI people are still there, though. And I got to say, Eric Holder tweeted something out, and he talked about duty, honor, and country. I remember having that in my office when I was at the U.S. Attorney's office. Duty, honor, and country. And I bet you those career people are
country too.
doing it.
Go ahead.
No, for me, it's exhausting. He's exhausting. There's all this stuff. Some of it's he said, she said. But what, most of all for me is you're seeing the personality of the man. And for me, you know, this is a guy you came to know on a television show saying, "You're fired." And it was funny and it was entertaining then. But he's doing that now with Comey, with media people, and he thinks he's still on a television show, but you're president now, and you're accountable to us. And it's really, I think it's challenging for people trying to follow the news right now because there are people who voted for him with the expectation that he was going to help them, and I get that. But his character right now, don't bend over backwards to try to defend character that looks like there's something wrong that's going on here. Well, something not right about this.
And it's going in crazy directions.